As if we didn't have enough rain. Now we get some hail. Hopefully not too much. Hopefully not too big. Just lost the pool's buoyancy ring. Punched through by hailstones. Shit. There's some big crap coming in now. Look at that. I wonder if I'll have to fill that ring with foam. I wonder how much water I'm going to lose. I've got to plug that. Try and minimise the overload on the deflated buoyancy ring. 223 millimetres for November. There had been only about 24 millimetres in the 4 days so far of December, but well, as you can see, the doorstep creek is running again. Hillbilly hydrology. Hours of endless fun on a rainy day. Investigating turbulent, boundary and laminar flow patterns. In randomised real-world situations. Suppose I better go and have a look at that now. And see whether this is going to be a sticky tape repair, which I think it might be. I spy 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, 4 holes, 5 holes, 6 holes, 7 holes, 8 holes, 9 holes, 10 holes. Really only on the sunburnt area of the buoy wall. I'll have to put a few patches of sticky tape over this because it's also copped a pounding. But this one has been previously filled with foam. Not as if they're terribly big hailstones either. And the prism frame tank seems to have put up with it particularly well. Yeah. Guess I'm gonna have to treat all 3 pools to some new ultraviolet covers, and I have actually prepared against just this very day. And in fact, I've been waiting for the first hailstorm of the new season to completely exhaust the usefulness of the currently in situ pool covers, as well as having enough foam to be able to fill it with foam if I have to fill it with foam, should it turn out that the extremely expensive flex tape kept in readiness for just such a day should prove to be inadequate. But I have to say, despite being made in the USA, I have tried this stuff. When some birds pecked a hole in the swimming pool. And if this is anything to go by, which has been there for probably nearly a year, then it should be able to cover that, and 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 that. and then I'll treat it to a new ultraviolet cover. So there you go, and now you know that's what happens when the boy wall gets punctured in a hailstorm. You don't lose all your water in one go. 14 of the millimetres, and in theory the driveway shouldn't be a mud pie because we've just had a couple of more or less bright sunny days before this happened. But we've already reached the subsoil liquefaction level, and the driveway is in fact a mud pie. And the spring under the hut is gushing. Sometimes people ask me, how come you have swamp wallabies living at your place? Well, the answer in 2 words is montane swamp. Yes, I'm up on top of a ridge. And yes, I live in a swamp. The spring under the hut has compelled the removal of all the old floor coverings. These ones destined for the dump, and this one hung out to be washed in the storms upon the Tower of Power. Okay, nothing coming in. We do have 13.1 volts. And this one, it's on float charge. .7 amp hours today. And it's been too wet to ride the bicycle, so I finally resorted to a black box battery charge controller. Bloody hailstones haven't melted yet, you know. Anyway, moral of the story is La Nina is going to be around for a couple of months. This is going to be a happening thing. A recurrent theme, perhaps. So I think I'm going to have to redo the floor of the hut when it becomes dry enough so to do. Oh, what fun it is to live on a spring in a montane swamp. I seriously think I'm going to have to take everything I own out of the hut, wrap it up in tarpaulins and put it on the lawn, and live in a tent for about a month while I retrofit the hut with a concrete slab. After the driveway solidifies to the point where I can bring some gravel and concrete up the bloody hill. Isn't that fun? There we go, just starting to see where the flow actually makes its way. So, I guess, welcome to Anthropogenic Global Warming, where everything becomes The winds become windy The rain becomes rainy-er. The storms become stormy-er. The hail becomes haily-er. The floods become floodier. The heat becomes hotter. The droughts become droutier. The heat waves become heatier and wavier, more extreme in every way. Everything becomes because we're putting more and more energy into the atmospheric hydrothermal. The heat engine, the mechanical process which lifts up the water from the ocean and the ground and puts it into the upper atmosphere and moves it around the planet to where it's needed and then drops it on the ground. The stuff with which crop dusters and water bombers cannot compete. Everything is becoming So, be prepared. Have your milk ready to show you which direction the water is running through your lawn. Have your high-tech rinky-dink sticky tape ready to try to repair the air boom on your boy wall tank, and have your gap filling foam ready, standing by, because all this sort of shit is just going to get progressively worse and worse and worse. And the only answer is to play Boy Scouts and Girl Guides and be prepared. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.